fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hope y'all are having a lovely day. Hope that y'all had, if you're American, you had a nice long 3-day weekend. If not, sorry. Hope you had a good weekend anyway. Welcome back to fmtraining.tv. We're here to talk about the wonderful FileMaker platform, generally 5 days a week. So this week we got 3 days with Nick. We got 2 days on FileMaker script naming conventions, and then 1 day on reverse sorting dates on FileMaker using custom functions. But let me open up the bundle. If you'd like to support the channel, because we do this for free, feel free to pick up one of our annual subscription bundles. I highly recommend it, frankly. Every once in a while I get a ping going like, hey, the live streams are cool. The format of the live stream doesn't work for me. It's either too long, you don't like the conversational style, pick the issue. Makes perfect sense. We have very short, very specific, highly animated videos that you can buy. I highly recommend giving those a shot. It'll take you from not understanding anything about FileMaker and having a very excellent intermediate understanding, frankly, of the platform. You'll be able to very much develop your own stuff. Also, a reminder that if you happen to be looking for a FileMaker developer, you watch or you watched our videos, you're like, man, this is really cool. I can't do what I need to do, or I don't want to put in the time to do this, but I want to use FileMaker. FM Training TV is owned by a consulting company, Richard Carlton Consulting. Feel free to send an email at support@rcconsulting.com if you're looking for that kind of FileMaker assistance. With that all being said, I think we're good. Nick, what are we doing today? You want to share your screen for me?
Yes, of course, I will. Okay, so hello everybody. So thank you for joining today. So this is the first day for me for the week, because we had a Labor Day yesterday. So hope you enjoy if you are in the United States. Otherwise, well, I hope you had a good morning, a good Monday. So what do we do today? We continue this series of how to name / organize stuff, right? So why I'm doing this series of naming convention for tables, occurrence, fields, and then layout, and then scripts, is because we are going to start another series which is about scripting, right? And using oriented objects technique. Okay, so to land to this technique of oriented object, right? We need to learn things first, right? So and how you name things will make everything simpler in the future. Okay, because you're not going to build layout, build scripts the same way after that, right? So because things has changed with FileMaker, it's more about it's less about a everyday tool, right? Like a tool for everybody. It's still a tool for everybody, but at the same time, it's a tool where you can build advanced and creative things. So what the benefit of FileMaker, what the benefit with FileMaker and versus other platform? Okay, well, other platform, you need to care about pretty much everything. How you land, how you start, how it looks. You need to start building every single thing. A button on Java, for example. Yeah, you need to take care of the background. You need to take care of the border. You need to take care of the font, and then you need to take care of what the button do. And everything is pretty much text-based, right? And a slight little mistake in your code, and boom, you have an error. Okay, so the advantage of FileMaker is that, yes, you have some limitation, but you are like in a highway, right? So you are in a highway, you know where you go, and you have tools for you. They all behave in a predictive way. You don't really need to learn the code, you need to learn how to use. It's like, do you need to know how to build a car to drive it? No. You need to learn how to drive the car. So, but how to build a car, you don't need to learn that. Okay. So, and that is FileMaker. So you can, but since you don't have to care about building the car, well, you can take all the time to become a real good pilot, and and drive the car very well, right? So, and as for to continue with the car analogy, you can be a good truck driver, or you can be a good race car pilot, or you can be a good, long haul driver, or a good taxi driver, or a good Uber driver, whatever, right? So you can use your car for different roles. Okay. So in FileMaker, you don't have a lot of human intervention. Where do you have a human intervention in FileMaker, right? Well, in creating things, creating object, but the object, FileMaker takes care of it for you. Like a layout, do you need to build a layout? No. You create a new layout, boom, it's there, okay? Right? You say go layout, new layouts, boom, boom, create. The only thing you need to know what to do is how to name it. This is the only way, the only thing you can decide. Everything else is there, right? It's a choice. Here, you need to be creative. Here, you just need to know how to learn, how to use. Here, you need to create, okay? So the name, and of course, the organization that we saw that last week, right? Organizing and naming, right? It's really important. And next week, or the next webinar series, you will see that the name is very, very important. So now we are going to look for, the script naming, okay, and how to organize script as well, okay, because it's very important to learn this, okay. So the first is how to name a script, okay. As for the layout, right, you need to group your scripts per entity, by words, okay. So as we have here, let me clean this here. As we have parcel, company, contacts, invoices, users, system, as we have here on contacts, on layouts, we have this also in what's the name? Scripts. You group your script per entity, per world. What is a world? A world is pretty much a layout, like, a point of entry based on a table, right? Like, for example, let's take the site. Let's take the count. You have a contact table, okay? And then you have a world attached to it, okay, to this thing. So yeah, it doesn't have the TO5 contact name, is because this comes from a previous version of the matrix, right? And I didn't delete all the people of this matrix. So, but you still have, you can see here, I have a world, contacts, and this world goes to many things: value list, parcel, contact, cross-reference, invoices, all of those are the related things attached to the contact world, right? So if you go to the contact world, you expect to see everything that is related to. I'm related to cross-reference, the cross-reference 3, cross-reference 4, right? I am related to parcel. I am related to, hold on, here. I'm related to invoices. I'm related to contact activity. See? So from this world, contact, I am related to many, many things, right? So as for the layouts, if I go to the layout here, right? This is my point of entry of this world, right? This is the port of entry, right? And of course, I have related things. So here I go to this table, here I go to this table, see? I have other called stuff that come to that layout, right? Attached to that layout, right? But they go to another table, but they're all part of this world. Same for the layout, for the scripts. Here, I have all the contact world, right? But from the contact world, I do things to other part of the solution, like, open contact reports, go to selected documents, right? Open the contact picker, move the parser from contact to another, add a site to that, add a site, to that contact. But I don't need to specify this because I am in contact. So yeah, add a site to contact, but I don't even need to do that to say, right? To tell it, delete contact, open contact log activity, right? And then I have other thing attached. So this world, the contact world, right, is where I'm putting all the contact related scripts. So you see, for example, you say, okay, Nick, but if you move a parcel, if you move the parcel, so why you didn't put this script in parcel? Well, no, I'm moving the parcel from the contact port of entry. From there, I'm putting the button that move is here in that layout, right? So is from this is somewhere here. I don't remember. But the create site, for example, is here, right? Open new setup, right? So it's there. So this script here, right? I started from that contact world. It has nothing to do with parcel, right? Nothing to do. It has to do with the contact world. So everything here, right, is something that has to do with this layout. Pretty much. And this layout is all about this. It's coming. This occurrence. So this layout is from this occurrence, right? And this occurrence has plenty of relationships. So or everything is grouped together, right? The food chain is, we have first the table. In the table, we have fields, right? Thanks to fields, I can connect table together. We call that occurrence, or we call that context, okay? Thanks to that context, I can attach a layout to the context. So you have table, fields, occurrence, layout, and then in the layout, I can create scripts and put scripts, right? From that layout, from that context, right? So that's the food chain. Table, fields, occurrence, layouts, scripts, okay? That is how. So the script is at the end of the food chain, you know, because there's no script without layouts, and there's no script without occurrence, and there's no script without fields, and then no script without table, pretty much, right? Okay. So if I do here, this one, for example, well, without fields, without occurrences, without layouts, well, there's no scripts. You know, all of this requires fields. This requires fields. This requires layout, field, occurrence, and fields, and records, right? So all of this, if you don't have all of what I mentioned right now, you can use it, okay? So now you understand why everything needs to be connected together and stick together. Don't scatter your stuff all over the place. Contact with contact, everything with contact, parcel, you know, accounts, document, whatever. Everything needs to be, but don't put a script that is located, let's say we go to documents. So I have the port of entry of documents, okay? And here, so I don't know if I have a script for that. I hope so. Yeah, I have a script. Go to current parcel, right? If I click here, I'm going to the parcel from that document. Or go here, I'm going to the parcel. So the go-to parcel script is not in parcel, is in documents, because I'm going to parcel, right? I'm going to parcel, but from documents. So it's part of the document world. So you understand? So it's all about from where you start, from which context you start, where you begin, you know? It's very important where you start. Like the layout organization. Okay, you put all what start from that port of entry contact and all the other layout, all the secondary satellite layout like cars or new window or everything you open, you start from that context need to be in one unique folder. Same for the scripts. So far, do we have questions or comment or whatever?
Not at the moment. We all follow on, everybody? Tracking? We're good? I think we're good for the moment.
Okay.
So
now, here, so this is the main organization of the folders, right? So you would say, okay, so because it's easier to read something like this, you know. So if I want something in contact, I know it's contact, right? Is there, right? So now the numbering system, right? So pretty much I have 2,000, I have 1,000. Here I have 1,000 number possible. So pretty much allow me 1,000 scripts per entity, you know. For example, on contact here, I can have 1,000 scripts, right? From 5,000 to 5,999, you know. Because after that, I have the 6,000 to 6, you know. Same here. So sometime when I know it's small, right? So I do something like this, but this is a mistake, by the way. Yeah, this is a mistake because, but I think I can say something like this. What I should have done is, yeah, I need to fix this because this is a mistake. But anyway, you understand that 7,000, for example, here, here, I have the 7,000 to 7,300, right? Because here I know it will be small. Same here, see? This is bigger. This is bigger. I allow, you know, like here I allow 100, not 1,000, okay? Whatever, you know, do as it suits you, okay? So, and then we start with the numbering here. Numbering, so you start, I could have started at 5,000. I start at 50, 30, right? To allow me like things below this, you know. Sometimes I feel them, right? Sometimes I don't, see? I never start like 4,000. I allow me some space, okay? Some free, like here, for example. I know that I might have other menu items here. So, and I want them to be first. So I put those like this. And then up, I go 60, right? And then I go 62, 65, you see? So I go up like this, right? So, and I can skip numbers to allow, I can put something in between, okay? Maybe I can add, especially those things that were constructed afterwards, right? So here, for example, I have this and I have a new one, right? I'm going to come to this later. And then I have those C and A, but I'm going to ask to show you that later. So the name, the numbering, this is how it works. I know the 5,000 something, okay, are from, you know, so I know the 5,000 are pretty much in the contact world, right? They're all, you know, the 5,000. So I put the parentheses 5, right? I know that they are in the 5, you know, the 5,000 is in their contact, right? So, but I don't really need to be that wide in my selection. Most of the time, you know, I say, oh yeah, it was it was like 5 or 6 something. So here I have all the 5 or 6s, okay? And I have all, pretty much, they're all about the same workflow, okay? All of them, they're all about the same part of their, you know, it's all about, you know, selecting things. And in the layout, they're all located at the same place, you know, next to the same thing, you know, because they are with the same numbering system here, with the same first 3 numbers, okay? So this is for the numbering thing. So if we don't have other question about this, I can move and we can come back on to this later.
Yeah, I don't have any questions, so you can come back to that later.
Okay. So after that, the name of the scripts need to be restricted. You cannot put like 2 billion things. You can put a sentence here. Okay. It needs to be explicit enough with the right keywords. Okay. For example, we have the numbering system because your brain, believe it or not, will remember number much easier than text, you know? So number is good for that. Every script name, all of them. What a script? Let's have a wide definition of what a script, right? What are the difference between a script and a calc, right? Well, a script, it's an action, you know? It's like a movie, action, you know, the clap, action. That's a script, okay? This is why they call that a script, because it was intended from the get-go to be like action in a movie. It was like, oh, go there, sort, print. You know, at the beginning, script were this, you know, go to that layout, search for those, you know, perform find, sort, and print. Set up the you know, the printing setup, right? And print. That was the action we could do within a script at the beginning, okay? So a script, it's something you move. You move. A calculation, you don't move. You static. You stay there. You stuck there, you know? Here, go, set, go to related record, show high, you know, anything, set, new window, you know, so you move, you know, delete, close, you move, you know, set, commit, perform, you know, so you do action, you perform, you open, you set, you go, you come back, okay, you create, you open, you print, you move. It's a movement. It's something that moves. Okay, so if it moves, I need to know which movement is doing. What is about? Well, I'm setting status. Okay, I'm carrying the sets, right? Open, create, add, open, create, select, cancel, remove, select, add, delete. You understand? I open, I go to, open, select, move, add a site, delete. So, but I'm deleting. I add, I move, I open. So you can go there and say, open. This is all my open stuff. I want to, all my go to counties, go to companies, go to site. So I know, and thanks to my folders, right? I know from which perspective go to selected contact from site. Go to selected site from contact. Go, you understand? So I don't need to put too many information, right? In there, for example, here, go to parcel by contact, by sites, by company, go to parcel. So, but here, thanks to my folder organization, I don't need to say go to selected parcel from site. I don't need. First, I have a clue. What the difference between, because the name, this and this is the same, right? The same. So how could I'm not getting confused? Well, first of all, this is coming from the 4,000 world, and this one is coming from the 5,000 world. Okay. So when this name is important, okay, when this name start to be important, well, here, this is the only way of this is important, right? The name. Here, I can see it. What about here, right? So I want to go to, right? So which one I want to go, right? Which one I want to go? I want to go to parcel, but which one? Okay, because I have two here, right? I have this one and this one. So which one is the one I need? Oh, okay, this one is go to selected parcel from contact, 5,000, 5,099. This one is selected parcel from site. So I don't have a problem in my naming. And after that, trust me, after hours and hours and hours working on the same thing, you remember the 5,000. You remember the 5,000 is contact. You remember, trust me, you will remember it, right? And even though you hear, right? Right? So that's why we don't need to put too much. So the first word always need to be the action. What it does, right? So you will say, yeah, Nick, but my script open, sort, go, export, print, ring the bell, call my sister. Okay, see, if you have a script that does all of this, well, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. This is a bad technique to scripting. That's why we do that next webinar. If you have a script, because what I want you to avoid and to forget, right, is this, go to layout, go to layout, perform find, then sort, then pause, and then go to layout, original, then go to record last, and then a new window, pause, and then all stuff like this, no, right? Only for some script you can do that, but not for very specific things, right? But this is what you're going to forget about, okay? So that's why the scripts need to be need to have one main action purposes, This is go to selected contact. It's not go to selected contact, print, save, export, close, restart computer, connect to ChatGPT. No, it's not. It go to contact. Stop. No more. Okay. So those are scripts like this, right? And then when you add the first name, the first word, it's always an action, a verb, an action, right? After that, you start to say, okay, what do I open? Okay, the site picker. What do I create? A new site. What do I select? A site. What do I create? A new site. What do I cancel? Oh, you cancel the new site. Okay? What do I remove? Oh, you remove a contact cross-reference free record. What do I remove? I remove a parcel cross-reference for record. Okay? So what is doing, right? And what it is, for what? Okay? Select property address. Go to selected contact. That implies that the contact has been selected already. I'm not saying go to contact. I'm saying to go to selected contact. Okay? Difference, right? Like I don't create a site, I create a new site. I don't cancel a site. I cancel the new site. That means now you know what this do. I create a new site and then I have a cancel button and I can cancel the new site. Make sense? The script name tells me what it's doing. That way, this is my points. Okay. If I go to contact here, this is my point. Okay, I open selected documents, right? Go to selected document, open contact report, select contact, move contact, open contact picker. So all of those, I know what it's doing, okay? I know what it's doing, and it's simple. Sometimes I need one additional word like select, go to selected contact, not go to contact. That implies that in this, so if I'm here, oh, hold on. This is where I go to selected site, for example. Okay. If I click here, no, this one, no. This is, oh yeah, is when I double click. Yeah, okay, this is different. Is when I double click. Here I have, go to selected sites. So the script here, I'm launching when I do the double click. When I double click, I go to the selected site. Okay. So the name here, it's simple. So let's continue to the name. Sometime, I put card like this, card. Why I'm doing this? Because those are all the scripts that related to a card window from the opening or within the card window. All the things that, I open, I validate, I select, launch, validate, cancel, validate, create, paste, open. All of those are card related. What, the card start window. Okay. It helps a lot when you separate those, with this differentiation. They are in a card. It's a button, but they are in a card. Okay. This is in a card. I know that. This too is in a card. Right? So that helps select them and see them, identify them. They are important. Okay. Then, so action, what is for, and after that, you're free to add what you want. For example, here I say, okay, this is a backup. Obviously, I was using that version of the script. I create a new script, but I kept the old one, right? So I'm going to show you that tomorrow, how we do that. Okay. After that, so numbers, action, what, where, right? And after that, I have also, I'm putting this information like, where, oh, I lost it. Where is it? I saw one. Okay, here. I put parameters. I put parameters like this with brackets. It's because this script cannot work if you don't send parameter to it. So when you have, for example, this button here, this script, I have parameters. I have parameter here because here I need something. So if I have nothing here, that means this script will never work. It needs to receive parameters. It's not a script like this, right? Where I have no parameters. But this one, I need parameters. And mandatory. I can't, it won't work without parameters, right? So you can find them, all the scripts will need the parameters, right? So you're there and you can search them. All of them need parameters. I don't have that much, right? So then they need parameters. Okay? Because, and you need to tell you in the name that the script requires parameters. It's otherwise it will never work, right? So that helps you to remind you, oh yeah, I need to, this, oh yeah, I need to put this, and I need to put this, Sometime to help me and help you, I say, okay, what the parameter, right? The target field name, data, script to launch, and script parameter for multiple value if I have multiple, okay? So, and sometime I don't. And I'm going to explain that next week, why I don't need to have, that is a good example, but you see here why I don't need, okay? I don't need explanation, because the parameter one need to be raw, parameter, raw, record, or fields, right? This I need the object where I'm going, right? So we're going to talk about that next week, right? But sometimes I do need to have which parameters to put here when it's complicated, because sometimes I even put some comments, but most of the time, where I'm going to have a parameter here, I don't put a lot of, I'm not putting a lot of, anyway, I don't put a lot of comments anyway because my oriented objects naming / organizing scripts, I don't need comments and complicated things because it's self-explanatory, and that will be next week. But that for naming, again, the naming, when you do the name, this is how you name a script, and not differently, okay? Because otherwise it will be too complicated, and you need to stick with it. Keep the same pattern. Okay. Other question?
Not at the moment. We all following along, everyone? Comments, concerns, questions, thoughts, and feelings about the shenanigans that are occurring?
I think many of you guys must say, well, who cares? Well, it depends if you want to spend 5 hours to do something that with this technique, it will take like maybe 30 minutes. I know it will be, because it's all together. How you name is from how you name tables, occurrences, fields, layout, script is how you name all of those things, then that will save you time. Okay? It's not how just you name this script. No, it's how you name all your stuff in all your solution that put together, because we use together. We call scripts, we call fields, right? We go to layouts, we set fields with occurrences. So if you say set field TBG RTA 22 and go to layout, blah, 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 that will be explanatory for you? No. Now, if I tell you set field from contact to site using this field with this option, and go to the layout on the 4,000 or the 200 group, that go to a card, and when you see a card in your name on the layout, say, why am I going to the card? This is not what I wanted to do at all. Why I'm going to the card here? It's not where I want to go. I want to go to the report, right? But if your layout doesn't tell you anything about if it's a report or if it's a card, right? How you know? So you make the mistake, you press the button, you see the bug, your customer is not happy, and you have to fix the bugs. All of this is because you didn't want to use the right name. Okay? So name is key. And I learned that the hard way, right? So here, each time you have a world, so let's switch topic. So each time you have a world like this, okay? At the end, so here you have the main script, pretty much buttons, all of those pretty much, they are, I put menu item on top, and I put what it is before menu item. So what is menu item? It's a script I use here, in my menu, right? It's a script I use here. I don't know if I have some, not here, record contact here. I have, here, see? Yeah, but here is because what it is here, the menu item, what do I do? Or exports, so if I go there, if I go edit files or edit record contacts, I might have export something here. I don't know. But anyway, it's something that I use here in a menu. Okay, that's why I call that menu item. But here at the end, okay, you have things like this: resources, triggers. Okay, web, all of this. This is specific to that customer. But trigger pieces on all of them, I have this, trigger pieces, on all of them, pieces. I don't have triggers. Sometimes I don't, I don't have triggers if I don't have a layout, like here, here I have triggers, but, if I go here, for example, I have only triggers. If I go here, see, I have a trigger. Okay, so pieces and triggers. So let's start with triggers. Okay. I put what a trigger is all the scripts that we have, here, for example, on object entry scripts, on object validate scripts, object exit scripts, or in the layout, right? Here, record commit, or on layout enter. Okay. So you have a script attached to a trigger, where the script is used in the trigger, right? Well, identified as a trigger. Okay. So that means I can come here and say, okay, it's a trigger. This is all my triggers. Okay. All of them. This is all my triggers. So first, so I put a folder with my triggers inside, but they all belong. I'm not putting all the trigger of all the solution in the same folder. No. Those are the trigger related to contact. Here, I have the trigger related to sites. Here, trigger related to company. Here, I have the triggers related to parcel. Okay? So, for each entity, each world, each group, I have my own trigger folder. Okay? And I'm following the same numbering. So, for example, most of the time, when I start with 5,000, those are 5,500. If I start from, for example, 4,000, here they are 4,500. So since I'm starting from 4,000 and I'm going to 4,000, I'm putting my trigger to the 45 something or 55 something. Okay, I tend to do that. When I start building, I allow like 500 between the beginning of the group and the end. I'm positioning myself in the middle. Then I say, okay, this is a trigger. And then I say, okay, cool, but which trigger? Okay, on mode enter, or on object save, on record load, on layout enter, on record commit. Okay, why? Is because pretty much this is what it says here. On record load, on record commit, on layout enter. If you don't put that in the name, how you know? First, how you know it's a trigger? Secondly, which trigger? Where? What trigger? Which one? On record load, on record commit? Because here I have trigger for this, for load, commit, enter, mode enter, layout enter, right? So how I know this need to be put in the name, right? Sometimes it can do two things, like this one. On layout, on layout mode, okay. On layout mode enter. Yeah. Yeah. So here on layout/mode enter. So why? Why I put that on layout enter, on mode enter, on layout/mode enter? Because I can put the same scripts for on layout enter and on mode enter. Most of the time, this is what happened. You know, for example, obviously here, this is the same for both on layout mode enter, right? So when you have the same trigger, you need to come with a name like this, you know, to identify that this can go on both. And why this? Well, yeah, let's say when you hear and you say, okay, I need to let's go to here. I think here I need to have yeah, no. On system. Where's the system? Ooh. You see system here? It is not there. Where's the system? I don't know. Something happened here. I have so many crap here. See, even if you want to be, I think I have the layout menu bug here because, you know, anyway, I can go, let me go to the system from here. Hold on. I'm going there. Tools, system. Okay, so when you see something like this and you attach this to on layout enter, you say, oh yeah, I also need to put it here. You know what I mean? So it's a reminder that yeah, you need to put on mode enter, on a layout enter, but also on mode enter. Okay, so it's a reminder when you build to avoid to forget about it. So when you are in a trigger here, right? So you have different trigger, right? On object keystroke, on panel switch, layout. And so this, for example, on panel switch, from where this script is triggered. It cannot be from 2 billion, it has to be from one panel, right? A slide control, because it's on panel switch, right? And I do know which one, because here, for example, it's the trigger on mode enter of fine mode. Yes, but from where? Fine mode of what? Well, of invoices, because it was in invoice. No, in contact, trigger, contact, fine mode. I know I am in contact. So it's the fine mode of contact, browse mode of contact, perform fine of contact, quick fine of contact, right? Sometime I need to put where. For example, here, trigger on record load, but I put contact here. On record commit contact, on layout enter contact, I put, because this here, right? Because I have a lot of on record commits. So, on record commits on each table. So I know this one is parcel, this one is arbitration, site contact, offers, invoice dashboard. So I know this on record commit is coming from the invoice dashboard layouts, right? So yeah, so you need to be clever and put the name that will help you recognize what it is. Here is a find mode of the contact, but it's the find mode of the contact. Browse mode, find mode, because I have a find mode and a browse mode, different for those system here. Something happened on mode enter, okay? This is on mode enter the perform find. Then this is on object save quick find, right? So this one, for example, the 5520 is here. $55.20 is the quick find of contacts, right? $55.20. It's an on object save of quick find in contact. So if I go here and I select this name, well, this one is in parcel. This one is in docket. This one is in site. So if I go to site here, and I'm going here, I have the 4505. I can recognize where to find it in the layout, right? Very important too. That's why you need the code, because if I go to sites, right? And I open the site picker, which I'm pretty sure it's there. No, I changed those. Yeah, those scripts are not longer working. I create by new, that's the new version. Anyway, create new site, but you got the point where where you have to, like, for example, remove contact. I know where to find this in site. Remove contact cross-reference free. Site cross-reference free. I'm going here, remove contact. The script is here. Cross-reference free in site. If I go to the button setup here, 4233A. Right? So I can locate where is the button. Because here I'm putting button. Those are buttons. Here I have triggers. And here I have pieces. But that will be for tomorrow. So we don't have any question. I'm very surprised. I mean, are you
got a
into...
few actually.
Okay. All people were sleeping.
You group the scripts by layout, question mark.
Yes. I mean, no. Okay, so if I'm grouping per... Okay. Let's say I have these contacts. Okay. Layouts. But also, from this, I create this... I'm going to this for example, I'm here. One glance, just to show you the power of the naming. I open here, one glance, I open this, one glance, hold on, it's good. I'm going to C135A. Okay, what was the name of the what? I know where to find it. C135A, right? Yeah, but what's the name of the layouts? Okay, do it again. What's the name of the layout? Parcel setup new entry card. Is this? Okay, what's the name of the layout? See the point? Parcel what? Oh, I don't remember. What was the name? Again. Oh, sorry. I put my screen to sleep. Sorry. Okay.
We're good. There we go.
What's the name of the script of the layout? What's the name? You don't remember it. You don't. But you still remember the C135A. You still remember it. It's easy. You go. Why is opening always in? Oh, okay. You go always big. C135A. So now I can go to the C135A, right? Here my layout. So this layout here belong to that contact. So when I say I group per layout, I don't like it, the terminology, because this is another layout, but this button and everything will belong to that world because that comes from that world. You understand? It belongs to that world. So even if it's inside another layout, but this layout is part of the contact world. So as for the occurrences, they all belong to the world. Okay? All of those, they belong to the world, even though I'm going to invoice item, I'm going to invoices, I'm going to documents, I'm going to pass, but they all belong to that world. It's the same for scripts. They all belong to that world. So this is contact, and everything that is inside this block, right? This world, even though it's inside another layer, I don't care. It will still part of this contact world. Even though, here, for example, if I go to, let's go to another. If I go here and I open a new setup, I can delete. I have the callback. All of this. Like here, I can abort the new setup, create the new setup. So I open the new setup, I abort the new setup, and I create the new setup. This is inside another layout, but it's still in the parcel main group. You understand? So it's not really per layout, it's per port of entry where you have all the worlds. Other question?
Yeah, naming importance grows as a solution expands. Yes. Like if you only got 4 layouts, you can probably figure out what you're looking at. But even so,
Even so, like for example, here, for example, if I want to, okay, here test, okay, in which window in which layout I go here, which one it was? Remember?
uh,
Okay, pay attention.
yes.
Which layout I need to go?
C124A.
Okay, but you don't know that is a deactivation status card, but
Oh,
you still remember the C124A.
yes.
Okay, so if you know it's C mean
Contact.
card,
Yeah, card.
card.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
know it's a card, okay? And it's a, so it's part of a multiple cards. Because otherwise, why to have the A and the, we
Yeah,
have the
no, it
A,
means that there's multiple related layouts to that.
yes, I have the A and I have the B. I have the deactivation one and I have the reactivation one. That's why here, A, B, right? Makes sense? The name is helping, I know it's a C, it's a call. If it was new window L, well, no, why L? I need to go to a card. I'm supposed to go to a card here. Why I'm going to L? Wrong, bug. Immediately in the name, you see the bug, right? Even worse, if you see L here and card here, that means the name is wrong. Okay? You understand? So, and you group together. They are grouped together because they go together in the same workflow. 24A, 24B, they are part of the same thing. Okay? I don't know where I can go. All the open stuff, they are like this. See, all the open. I'm saying open, open card. Like for example here. Yeah, but this one is another one. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, here for example. Which card I'm in? Which card I'm going in? Which card? What's the number? Hello?
C124B, right?
No. What number was this?
Oh, 123, yes.
Okay. Oh, see? But you remember. And you remember the C124A.
Yes.
But you don't have a clue it was the activation, deactivation. But the C124A, you will remember until tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay? So that's the point of the numbering. And when you go again and again and again and again, because you are weak in the same freaking stuff, right? You remember all your life, the freaking script number like 12,
Yes.
or and when you have a customer that say, "Hey Nick, I have a problem, the 1200A," I say, "Oh gosh." When I say you receive the WhatsApp, you receive the say, "Hey Nick, we have a problem with the 1200A." Oh no, because the 1200A is a nightmare. Okay. What I don't remember. It's the 2200 something. It was a freaking. It was this one, the new setup, by the way. Open new setup office. No, not this one. It was the new one. Yeah, this one. So yeah, this one. So C, for example, you remember the name is C125A, right? So when you go to the C125A, C120, why I have only one? Oh, this one is retired. Yeah, this one is the old one. I'm should have the new one here. This is the old one. I should say retired. But anyway, when like, okay, let's stay in the name of the script, for example. Here I'm calling, different scripts, right? Here I'm calling script, the 2020A and 2020B. You don't think that help you when you debug this stuff here, right? So 2020A and 2020B, you group together the two workflows, right? Because you need to do this, and if this, then you do this. okay, it's important to know to group the thing together. I don't care about this. At that point, I don't give a damn about what this, okay? It's important the numbering. They are together, 2020 A and B. Okay, I'm good. Like 2020 A and B, I'm good. I know I'm good. I don't care about this. You don't even read it at the end, right? So the naming and everything is important when you name your stuff. It's everything. Or for example, here, okay. So this one is so here we have the script like this, but the 2029, 2029, this, right? So we have group and this is a workflow. Okay. Imagine that you don't have this numbering system, right? How you do, how you can help yourself, this, I do this. So why? See, for example, here, the name, when you name it and you get all together. I am in the 2029 workflow. This is done. When I'm here, I say perform scripts, and I'm here. I am here. 2029. See? And I have all the workflow here in front of me. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first. Then I have the A, B, C, D, E, F. And in the F, I have the F1, F2, G1, G2, G3, H, I, So I help myself. Correct? I help myself for my workflow. I'm doing this, and then the G1, this, see? So the grouping with the numbering and the letter and the number, it was to help. Sometime, I do here, for example, I do the G1. Why? Is because I am on the setup. Here, I do the G2. Why? Is because I am on the web. See, here is because all of these 29, they're all the same, but they start from a different perspective. Here, I start from setup. I should have called that parcel, but it's okay. This I start from the web. I start from the contact. I start from contact sites, and I start from sites. See, they all do the same thing, but with different approach, right? And then, I have this, right? But I've been able to isolate all my workflow. All the workflow is in one group here, thanks to the 2029 group. Okay. And then I can go and, and visit my stuff here, right? All of them, right? So I can, the name is easy, right? The name is very easy. It helps you, right? And there also the what's the name? When you create occurrences, also you need to know where you are. Okay, it's very important, right? For example, I'm finishing this and then we go. Here I am in a new window and I am in a T09. I don't care about that. I'm in a TO9 work. I'm in a TO9 context. Okay, TO9. I don't care bulk, whatever, blah, blue, blah. I don't care. I'm in TO9. Is my find? I'm in TO9. That okay? Imagine that you see something like this. You say, oh, hold on. I'm in TO9. Why am I in TO5 here? Bug. Just by seeing the name. Okay, so let's say you are in a new window and then here, and then you say, okay, TO9, TO9, TO9. Oh, okay, I'm fine. Then I do a free, I'm in another one, another here, but here I don't have anything related to this, but you understand what I mean? So it helps knowing if you are in the right, for example, okay, here, I'm in TO9, correct? So what I should see here, TO9 stuff, TO9, TO9, I'm good, okay? So then I change, I'm going to parcel. Here I'm supposed to be in parcel, okay? Okay, parcel, 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 parcel. Okay, I'm good, I'm good. Then here, I'm supposed to be in T16, okay? Insert T16, I'm good. T16, 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 I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, Here, I'm good too, because I'm setting a T16D. I'm setting a field that is a related field, so I'm good. I'm in a T16 world, right? If you have ID site number, but you don't have how you know? Name, and all of this, the numbering system, the name. I don't care about all of this. I don't give a damn. I don't read. I don't read. What is important to me is this, the numbering, right? Because this, I can see the workflow. I'm doing this, then this, then this, then this. Anyway, we see tomorrow. We have questions. Otherwise, we can go.
We do have some questions.
Yeah, let's go.
Could you use the first three letters of the layout instead of numbers?
No. Your brain will never remember as easily numbers and letters. I'm sorry that the human, that the human brain. You numbers, you will use your short-term memory. Okay. The letters, you use your creativity side of your brain will be much slower, right? So numbers, you will use like a, quick, it's like numbers will use like a global variable in scripts, right? The letters will use set fields. It's not the same, much slower, right? So you understand? Number, you will. What was the first number of the first layout that was C something? What was the number? You remember?
C124A or
Hey,
C123?
here you go. But do you remember it was deactivation, reactivation status? No. So that's the same thing. Yes, we have a letter, but the letter is accessory, it's not main. You know that you have L like for layout, C for card, R for report, T for table, right? So that's it. You don't have 200 letters. You just have 4. The number is important, right? And then you have another letter to overclassify, to like an index, okay? So, but the number, you will never forget the number. And if you want to remember forever, you type it. type it like this. You will always remember it. The action of, so you need to know something. I'm a psychologist, certified. I did 4 years of psychology and parapsychology. So I know that, I know all about numbers and letters and, trick your brain. You want to remember a phone number forever, you just handwrite it. You handwrite it twice. Your phone number will be remembered forever. Like engraved like the 10 Commandments in the marble, right? The tablets. You will never, ever forget it. Try it. You handwrite it twice. You will see. And so numbers is very special. So no, don't use letters. And even though, how contact info data, contact info search, contact list, CON. Here I have L 200, 201, 202. Right. So yeah, don't stay in the in the number. Other question?
I think we're good for the moment, actually. So we will be back at this tomorrow.
Okay. So see you tomorrow then.
I can speak English. Thank you everyone for coming. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.